Hello and welcome to Enquire to Choir. My name is Eva and I'm here to help you, fellow choir people. For those of you who are new here, which is probably everyone because I am new here, Enquire to Choir is a channel dedicated to helping people working with non-professional choirs. You can scroll through the videos to get a better sense of the vibe here, and you can like Enquire to Choir on Facebook. The more the merrier, and if you happen to like what you see here on the channel, please subscribe. Today's topic is very interesting to me because I don't think you could have learned this stuff in school, even if you are a professional. This skill takes time to learn and it evolves with experience. And an important notice, the videos in the next couple of weeks are going to be related to this topic, so be sure to be around. The topic of this video is how to choose your new choir members in an audition. Some of you may find this strange. What do you mean, how to choose? If they can sing in tune, they should be chosen. Yeah, but it's not that simple with non-professionals. Why? Remember my last week's video? Yeah, it's not just about singing in tune. When a professional comes to an audition for a professional job, they know exactly what to expect. They have already done auditions, they know the criteria, they probably even know the people in the choir and in the jury. And even if they have never done an audition before, they have been in the music world and have been trained to know what it looks like to audition. A non-professional is most likely foreign to this process, which plays a huge part. Get it now why I'm talking about this? Let's start. If you're just starting out and forming a new choir and you have no members yet, you're probably hoping to get as much singers as possible in your audition. If they can sing in tune, yes, I agree, that is a good enough criteria to be accepted in the choir. I just want to say, don't sell yourself too short. Just because you're only starting out doesn't mean you have to take just anyone. If you hear that the candidate really can't sing, don't make them your choir member anyway. I've done that once and it proved to be so difficult to let them go afterwards, and they were really slowing the growth of the quality down. It's better to start with less people who can sing better. Quality before quantity. For all of you who are doing an audition for an existing choir, I suppose you're doing an audition at the beginning of your new concert season. But most choirs I know organize the audition before they have had the first rehearsal of the season. And I get the logic of that. You want to create a unison sound as quickly as possible of existing choir members and new choir members. But I think that holding an audition before the first rehearsal could be a big mistake. We, as choir leaders, tend to think that all of the choir members who were very dedicated to the choir the season before are definitely going to be back in the new concert season. Don't assume that. Because, as I said in my previous video, to non-professionals, the choir is probably not their first priority in life. Sometimes that means they're not going to be back in the new choir season. If you don't have your first rehearsal before the audition, you are not going to know how many choir members are missing and have to be replaced, and what type of voices you need in the choir. It's not the same if you need 8 sopranos or 8 tenors. You can accept 3 extremely powerful basses in an audition and come to the rehearsal and realize that 2 previous sopranos are not back, and now you have a problem because your balance is off. So my biggest advice would be, organize the audition in the second week of the new concert season. Before you hold an audition, you have to know the maximum number of new members you can take. Don't underestimate the possible number of people who are going to show up in an audition. It can surprise you. Be aware of how many choir members you already have, if you want to become a larger choir, or if you wish to stay pretty much in the same size area. If you have a really connected choir and your choir members have bonded, it can make a huge difference if you bring a lot of new people. Then again, if you're a small choir, and you wish to expand, you may want to accept a lot of new people. Just be cautious of the fact that the larger the choir, the different the sound. My point is, think in advance what you want and what you can do with the size of the choir. Then think over the particular voices you have as a priority. Set the criteria with your choir leadership. Choir director, choir secretary, and choir conductor should all be in sync with this. When your rules are set, you are off to a great start. Now to the actual audition process. Many people start with checking the range of the candidate's voice and if the candidate can repeat the correct pitch. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, But I don't think you can find out a lot about the candidate that way. There are people who can sing, but have never sung in front of anyone before. So this sing something now approach could be a huge shock to them. The way I start the audition is to say, sing something, anything you want, any song which you like, from classical music to heavy metal. Anything, really anything. Ideally, they were informed they are expected to sing something beforehand. If they are not prepared and can't think of any song, the best song you can give them is Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to me. It's not my birthday. It works because everyone knows this song, even in other languages, and it's not such an easy song. This first singing should be a cappella without any accompaniment. You should hear only them. Bear in mind that the candidate could be very scared and very shy. Be kind, be patient, make them feel safe. Tell them, you can close your eyes, you don't have to look at me, you don't have to look at anyone, you can stand up next to a wall, you can really close your eyes. We will wait, take your time. I once had a female candidate who came in so scared, I felt really sorry for her, and it took her 4 minutes of complete silence to start singing. But when she finally sang, we heard one of the finest voices ever. Afterwards, she told us she had never sung in front of anyone before, and it took her a lot of courage to even come up to the audition. I'm happy to say that she still is in the choir and is a wonderful singer. You can hear a lot from that first song. If their singing doesn't even resemble to be in tune, then you know it's a no. But if you can hear they can hit all the tonal relations, but are flatter in some tones, or they keep changing the key, that can mean that they know how to sing, but they are not used to singing without any accompaniment. Also, maybe they chose the wrong key to sing in. That's very common. If any of that applies, tell them to sing the song again, but with your piano accompaniment. If it works, that means they can sing in tune when they have something to relate to. That, luckily for us, works, because singing in choir actually means relating to others when you sing. If they pass the second step, then it's time to check the type of voice they are. More on that in one of the next videos, but for now, by the third step you should already have some idea. So go in that direction. Try transposing the same song in a higher or a lower key and see which works better. To summarize, the candidate should firstly sing a song they want a cappella, secondly sing the same song with piano accompaniment, and finally sing the same song in a different key you give them. I find this system to be very effective because I get a great insight of what they can do and I can compare candidates better. But at the same time, some of the stress on the candidates is lifted by singing a song they know. In the end, you should tell them what type of voice they are, because even if they don't pass the audition, that's at least one useful information, and it gives them at least one good reason why they won't think the whole audition process was a waste of time. And you should ask them some things. Ask them if they know how to read music, if they have any music education, why they wish to sing in your choir, and do they know they really have the time for the rehearsals? And in the end, I have 2 bonus tips for you. First one is take notice of your candidate's personality. If they're very open or very shy. I'm not saying you should judge a book by its cover, but if something stood out about them in the audition process, take notice of it. It can be useful just to memorize them. And second, beware of voices which are really solo voice type combined with a strong I am a soloist personality. Again, I say, don't be judgmental, but this combination can sometimes be very hard to handle because it is difficult for them to realize and accept that the nature of choir singing is blending in with others, not standing out. And that's it. This is my take on how to choose your new choir members in an audition. I hope this was really helpful. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to expand on some topics relating to this, so be sure to subscribe and to be around. And speaking of, the topic of the next video is how to organize a choir audition. Again, trust me, I have things to say about this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. But not like this, you have to hit the like button below, and please make sure to subscribe. new videos every Thursday, and you can even find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Conduct well, conductors, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye!